Welcome to our special episode of everything Star Wars that we know so far. If you don't know this guy, which I'm sure you probably do, he is Matt Dobrovolsky. Darth Vader 92 is his YouTube channel, and he is struggling so hard to try to beat me in subscribers, but he just can't do it. Shut up.
Actually, I did.
Shut up. Did not.
Now I just got to get all my subscribers to get to him now. So.
La.
Yeah.
Disclaimer, Matt is a cast member for the Walt Disney Company.
Yeah. Anything that we personally talk about here is going to be all strictly whatever has been officially announced by Disney. Anything maybe theories-wise.
We'll say it's a rumor. When
it's going to be a rumor. Nothing's been confirmed yet. I don't even know. So
let's start with opening dates. We're going to try to make this quick and terse. Opening dates. We know that Disneyland is
May 31st.
Okay, so May 31st, the land is opening. Here it is August 29th.
Yes.
But it's opening in
phases.
So they claim everything's going to be open in the land except for the Rise of the Resistance attraction.
Rise of the Resistance, if you've seen any of the commercials already for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, it's putting a disclaimer up there saying Rise of the Resistance will open later this year. It is happening for Disneyland as well as Disney World.
Personally, I am more excited for Rise of the Resistance than I am from the Millennium Falcon. Yeah. Or Falcon?
Falcon.
Lisa Mendillo says it's Vulcan. Smugglers Run. I know it's going to be great, but I'm looking forward to the dark ride Rise of the Resistance. But in any event, that's coming later.
Correct. So for anyone that is thinking of planning a trip to come down here for Galaxy's Edge, remember, August 29th, when it opens here, Rise of the Resistance will not be open.
Okay, educated guess, not real. What would you say? I'm going to say the original full
maybe
date.
Something like October.
That's what I'm thinking. But by the end of the year, I think.
I've been seeing those rumors on Twitter that it could be like June 23rd for Disneyland's.
Okay.
So if that's the case, then it would put us a month. But again,
if you had to bet money, you'd say by the end of the year, Disney World will have.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's what Disney has stated. That it will be open by the end of the year.
Okay.
But I'm not putting any money down on an opening date for that.
Okay, we know. We'll get actually into the attractions afterwards, more deep. Let's go to. We do know that there are no fast passes as far as Disneyland or Disney World when it first opens.
Correct. Disney has stated, if you look on the DisneyWorld.com website, all the FAQs about Galaxy's Edge, they mention there will be no fast pass for Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run, both in Disneyland and here when it first opens. Personally, I think this is a great idea because it'll just keep that standby line moving. Right. Yeah, it's still going to be 3 hours long, but what's better, a 3-hour line or a 6-hour line because of Fast Pass?
I was going to just say that. People don't think of the positive in that. When there is Fast Pass, it slows that standby line a lot.
Also, too, anyone that has disability access service, doing rider switch, again, according to the Disney website, they are still going to help out with that. Because obviously they know certain people cannot wait 3 hours, so they're going to be able to give them the option to still get a disability access service.
Okay, now, this blows my mind. With Disneyland, you need a reservation to get into the land. Yes, not a reservation to get into the park or anything. I mean, to get into the land. Yep. So then we thought, if you have a reservation for a hotel...
Again, according to what Disney has been stating, hotels of the Disneyland resorts, that includes Paradise Pier, Disneyland Hotel, and the Grand Californian. If you have a reservation between May 31st and June 23rd, I want to say, because that's when they're doing this whole reservation system. They've claimed apparently after June 23rd they're not doing it. Okay. But as long as you have a hotel stay at one of those 3 hotels between that period of time, they will give you a guaranteed reservation to get into the land.
Okay.
Anyone else that is not staying on property would have to physically get a reservation to get into the land. We don't know how this reservation system is going to work.
It is cost-free. We know that.
It is cost-free. It will not require any money. Spending park tickets, obviously. But you will have to have this reservation set up. Whether that's in advance, day of, on the app, somehow in the park, we don't know.
Right. I can't imagine the difficulty they're going to have when people get there and say, what do you mean after a reservation get into the land? It's just such a new concept.
Spread the word,
This
please.
is not
Help
for
the cast members out.
And this is not for Disney's Hollywood Studios at
Correct.
all. If we need you to get online, we have room for it. They do not have room for this queue.
I will say this, that's my pure theory. The reason why they're doing this is because we do not have a queue in Disneyland to put people.
Not this many people.
Right. Hollywood Studios, yes, we've got all of Grand Avenue right there. They could even utilize like the
Boardwalk
Muppets
Hotel.
queue.
You could utilize.
Yeah, Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Orlando Airport. I mean, you've seen
The welcome sign.
You've seen the welcome sign. Welcome to Florida. Galaxy's Edge line starts right here.
Okay, let's get into the stores. And I'm sorry, when I say stores, I mean all the shops. Let's start with restaurants. We know that there is it's Oga's Cantina.
Oga's Cantina.
Okay, that is alcohol and non-alcoholic.
Correct.
So you can get your blue milk there.
Or green milk, according to Last Jedi.
We don't know how the blue milk is going to taste, right? We're assuming a blueberry, raspberry.
I'm assuming if did you have a chance to try the blue milk when it was at Star Wars Weekends?
I think so, but it didn't resonate memory with me.
You know, it had like that raspberry, blueberry taste to it. I thought it was okay.
I'm thinking strawberry milk, but
Yeah.
this is blue.
Is it going to be something I'm going to want to get every time I go? Probably not.
All right.
Probably
Now,
not.
in Disneyland, this is rumor, right? It's the alcohol.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That there will be no alcohol allowed outside of the land.
Correct.
Right.
I could see them enforcing this like how they do with Universal, because if you're at City Walk at Universal, you can't go into the parking garage with alcohol. You would have to finish it before, and they have like guards standing by to make sure that you're not drinking.
There's a lot of firsts going on.
Yeah.
Okay, with Disney World here in Disney's Hollywood Studios, alcohol is allowed in the
Yeah.
studio,
So you'll be able to just
won't have to
walk
worry.
right back out into Toy Story Land with
Okay.
a nice, alcoholic drink.
And who is in the cantina? Rex.
Rex.
Do you remember who Rex is?
Star Tours, original Star Tours.
Wasn't that Pee Wee?
Pee Wee Herman.
Paul Rubin's voice was Pee Wee Herman.
Comets! Comets!
That was very good.
Ladies and gentlemen, there may be some turbulence up ahead. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened.
I've
Not
seen
even-
that way too many times.
Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo.
If you've seen all these photos of the land and you see that shuttle that's parked on top of the building, it's got the numbers 77 and 83, 77 for 1977 for when Star Wars came out, and 1983 for when Return of the Jedi came out. That shuttle is, in story-wise, being delivering food to the location that's right underneath them.
And that's easily seen from Toy Story Land.
Toy Story Land.
That
yeah.
ship. That ship was like done prior to everything else being
That thing was done like a year
before
ago.
the framework.
Or something.
I know, I remember that. But it's nice to know that that's delivering food to this. We think it's quick service. They say sit down, but
Yeah, I was reading like the Entertainment Weekly article, and it said something about that it was sit down, and I'm like, okay, but I thought I heard something that they were doing away with the table service, because they originally wanted to do like this. If you see like all these past concept arts, they were going to do like this dinner show kind of thing, and it looked
was that with
really
the lady in the
cool.
water thing?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, that could have been cool, but I guess they just wanted to have a quicker turnover, maybe.
Okay, are we not seeing that lady in the water in any of the concept art anymore?
Not from what I've
Because
seen
that was
personally.
really.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ronto Roasters. We think it's just a food stand with sandwiches. My question to Matt was, how are they going to let me know, is this chicken, is this bacon? Because they want to be so different.
To
And
quote John Panette, "It's chicken!
it's chicken!
Grab it, get out of the way!"
That's great. We should play.
We should. But looking at all this food that they showed the media that went in there, this food looks
It looks pretty
delicious.
good. Yeah.
I mean,
Sometimes I don't even
some of
fast.
this ribs that they have there, some of these meats that they've got, delicious. Looks really, really good.
Let's go to shops. Doc Ondor, who I have no clue who that is. Den of Antiquities.
If you've seen, they've showed it in some of the concept art. It's this massive shop where you're actually going to be able to interact with this animatronic. Now, we don't know if you, the guest, will be able to interact with the animatronic, or you, the guest, interacts with the cast member who interacts with the animatronic. We don't know that. But from what I've been seeing in the articles and what they've been saying for a while, is that you'd actually bargain with the animatronic to
For what you pay for this
for
stuff?
what you pay. and
That would be
And I'm thinking to myself,
awesome.
you know, let me grab the $100 item and say, I'll give you $150 for this.
Could have an animatronic breakdown.
Yeah.
Says, yeah. Is this
think
a
that's
new
gonna
character? I've seen this character in figures, but I don't remember.
I think this is a new character that Lucasfilm has created.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of these characters that you'll probably see throughout Galaxy's Edge, and in the Black Spire Outpost of Batuu anyway, are all created by Lucasfilm and Walt Disney Imagineering.
Okay.
And maybe we'll learn more about these in like books or something like that over time.
I thought you were going to tell me, if you look at this scene in this movie, so he's not, as far as you know, has been in a movie.
Not from what I've seen now.
Savi lightsabers, where you build
I'm excited for
your
this one.
own lightsaber. Mm-hmm. Okay, why are you so excited?
Because this is not the Hasbro lightsabers that we've been making all these years that we build ourselves. These are like the Ultra Sabers that you could find online, or any of these real fancy ones. And I want to say maybe we'll have different color sabers instead of just the green, blue, red ones. I'd be like, can I get a yellow one?
Would you get a yellow one?
I don't know. Maybe if I saw it.
We're talking about when it's fully decked out, about $110, $120. So it's not the
everything that I'm
Hasbro.
seeing, it starts at $50, and then whatever you do to it will increase it in price.
Nobody's going to want the $50
know.
thing.
Cast members might get a discount. Who knows?
Mubo's Droid Depot.
Mubo's Droid Depot, so that's going to be where you can, build your own droid. And again, not like the stuff that we've always seen, but this is going to be like these really fancy droids. And even, I read something in an article, I can't remember which one it was, but I saw something that they said if you put like this thing in a backpack, kind of like what Chewbacca had with C-3PO in Empire
It'll
Strikes
move and
Back,
talk to people behind you?
it'll like interact with the surroundings in Galaxy's Edge. And I'm like,
Okay, that I didn't know. That I'm really now
I'm like,
very excited for. Yeah.
give me. I mean, because this is basically what they're probably going to do in response with, like, adopt your own Banshee that they had.
But now taking it to the next level.
taking
if
it
it's-
severely to the next level.
Yeah, I'm in for that.
That's good. This reminds me kind of that Pal Mickey thing
Yes!
from way back in the day.
Where the nose was the sensor.
Right.
I love that.
I loved it too.
actually.
Yeah.
Bina's Creature Stall. I wonder if they'll do that. The plushes don't do anything special, do they?
From what I'm kind of seeing, and this is also in the Toydarian Toy Shop as well, it's just these plushes, and I mean, we can throw some of the pictures up of these plushes. They look really cool. They
They're
almost
handmade, almost like
right, handmade.
Like
They
a
almost-
grandma on Batuu was making toys.
They
for
almost
the
look like
children.
voodoo dolls.
They do.
And I'm
In
like,
a fun way.
so if I take a needle and I go up to Kylo, is that going to do something to him? I don't know.
They look very collectible, and they don't look very expensive. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that would be the thing. Toydarian Toy Shop.
Yeah. So more plushes that will be in there as well. I think the Binas had more of the different creatures that you could find, like a Wampa and all those
Right.
kind of things.
I remember reading that they would either talk or move. That unlike the plushes that are just that these are could also do.
Yeah, I remember reading something like
Fandango.
that too. I think that was in the Entertainment Weekly.
Okay, I'm getting scared of the amount of money that is going to want to leave my pocket at this point.
Same.
Okay, so all right, so we got a picture of the land. Let's go to what we expect from the attractions.
Mm-hmm.
Smugglers Run. We are going to board and walk through the queue, which will be the Millennium Falcon.
Correct. What I've read through this Entertainment Weekly article, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to walk up and actually see the Millennium Falcon, just what we've seen in these aerial photos, and the fact that the Millennium Falcon is actually there. You're going to be able to look up and see this thing. You're going to be able to touch it, but here's the thing: you're not going to board it there. You're going to go through an actual entrance to take you down into this hangar bay, where Hondo, I can't remember his last name from Clone Wars and Rebels, he's going to be the main character throughout this whole ride.
That's the animatronic that Disney
That is
set?
the animatronic. That animatronic is absolutely breathtaking. It looks beautiful.
Fantastic.
It looks
The movements
just
are great.
like the new animatronics for the Beauty and the Beast ride at Tokyo. Looks phenomenal. He's going to be telling you about the secret mission that you've got, and he's actually going to make sure that the Falcon lowers down into the hangar bay, so in this way you can board it. Then you'll actually board the Falcon through a series of corridors, which will take you into that iconic chess room, where, you know, C-3PO and Chewbacca were playing Sabacc.
Sabacc,
I think. Yeah.
I think it is about.
And you're going to be able to walk around that room. And everything that I'm seeing in this article, they realized that people are going to want to spend so much time in this room that they said, we're going to give you like a number. And when your number is called, then you can head on over to board the cockpit. Okay? So it'll give you that iconic time to be taking those iconic photos. You know, because nobody's going to want to leave
I
that
love
room.
The iconic time to be taking.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm saying iconic.
It makes
so many
sense.
times.
You had that word and you needed to use it. I get it.
But you're going to be able to walk around and everything, enjoy that, and then when your number's called, then you'll head over and board the actual cockpit.
I wonder if somebody will be like, listen, I don't want to board yet. Could you just give me another 10 minutes? And
You know, maybe it could be like Jimmy Fallon.
Right, that's
where,
exactly
you
what I
know,
thought.
you'll get that color, but if you miss that color, then you just wait for your color to come back around.
That's exactly what I thought. I wonder if you loiter too long, if they're going to come on.
They're going to be like, come on, you got it.
You've been here since Saturday. It's Tuesday.
All those Star Wars fanboys.
Okay,
Let's
so
be
we're
real.
sitting 6 people, 3 and 3 in the Millennium Falcon.
From what we've seen in these concepts, 2, 2, 2.
Okay.
You're going to have the pilot and the co-pilot. You're going to have the gunners, and then whatever the other roles would be. But everyone's kind of got like a job on the Falcon. You're going to have all these gizmos and gadgets that you're going to be. You know, the only thing that kind of led me to think of that was Mission Space.
Okay.
Where you're going to have like, you know, all the buttons to press,
Right.
and you know, it looks like some of these videos that you've seen when like something's flashing, that's when you pull down the lever and then
Right.
jump off into
Now,
hyperspace. or
there
something.
is rumor, I think this is rumor, that you cannot actually crash the Falcon.
Yes, this is rumor from what I was seeing in a couple of
Like
articles.
destroy it, which makes sense.
Right. You know, there's this whole thing of the reputation that you're going to have through the land. It's been rumored that if you crash the ship, then you're going
A
to have
character can come up to you and say, hey, you crashed the ship.
yeah,
We're
and
hearing-
you have a bounty on your head or something like that. You know, from what I was seeing in a couple of these articles, they're kind of toning back from that. It looked like.
That's what I'm feeling.
And, you know, you may not be able to crash the ship. Maybe you might damage it a little bit. And, you know, it'd be like, hey, you damaged a little bit of the Falcon. You know, and it would just be something simple.
And
like
now
that.
using the My Disney experience, you can track that reputation. Which makes sense for something else we were talking about. If you're an annual pass holder and you're there once a week, what is the reputation? You're going to go from hero to zero and back and forth every day. So that is going to be a weird how they're going
And
to
again, this
control
is all rumor based, so we still don't know exactly what's going on.
but that's still fun, and we know it's pretty much a simulator. But however they're going to make it better and upgrade it is going to be really fun to watch. and
Right,
see.
exactly. You know, I don't think there's anything they could do with these two rides that's gonna like fail to impress people, especially the next one that we're going to talk about,
I can't.
Rise
okay.
of the Resistance.
I'm a dark ride guy. I just
Same.
love.
I'm more of a practical sets, practical effects kind of guy. Don't give me like what Universal does with all the screens and everything.
If you can incorporate a screen smartly into a practical
Mystic Manor.
set, right?
Perfect example.
Then you got me, because you're doing the animatronic. You're doing when it's all screen. It's all right. Yeah.
Fast and the Furious.
So Rise of the Resistance. I'm sure you've all heard. It's a 28-minute ride, 28-minute experience. I don't believe it's a 28-minute.
My
dark
personal theory on this, I think it's going to be, you've seen these Rebel transport ships that you're going to be able to board, and we'll talk about this when we get a little bit more in depth with the queue. You're going to be able to, once you start from that experience to when you say, my experience is over, that's probably in about 28
Correct.
minutes.
That's what I think. All right. So we know there's going to be this extravagant queue. What are we thinking for the queue?
Again, this is all based on the Entertainment Weekly article that I've been reading. First off, all the pavement as you're walking through this area, you're going to see these droid tracks to make it feel like the Resistance is here. And I'm like, That's incredible.
That's great.
This is going to be really, really cool. The storyline goes is that the First Order has apparently set up shop in Black Spire Outpost of Batuu for about like the last week or two, and the Resistance has kind of been there for a while, but they're using like all the ancient caves that you're going to be able to walk through. I'm like, ooh, this is kind of interesting. So you're going to be able to walk through all these caves where you're going to see like all the Resistance equipment that's around and everything. Cool. This is going to be amazing. And this is just the queue.
Okay, so what after that? What do we think the first thing will be?
What they talk about in the article is going to be you're going to have a transmission come in on BB-8. So I'm assuming a practical BB-8 could be
So the way
there.
R2-D2 had Princess Leia, BB-8
right, BB-8 would have Rey.
Okay.
And Rey, this is actually Daisy Ridley. They said Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, Oscar Isaac, and John Boyega all came back to do this stuff. So Daisy Ray. Rey.
I like that.
Daisy Ray. Rey is going to be there as the transmission, and she's going to be telling you, you have to go join Poe, and we're going to try and get you guys out of here to avoid the First Order or something like that. And you're going to head back outside, and you're going to see Poe Dameron's ship there, along with this Resistance transport ship that we've seen in all these photos and everything. And it's there. You're actually going to board this Resistance transport, and it's going to take you away from Batuu, only to get sidetracked by a Star Destroyer.
Oh,
okay.
Wonderful.
I know, right? But Poe says, we can't do this all by ourselves. I'm going to go out and get the rest of the Resistance, and I'll be back for you. Don't worry. Because now you're getting tractor beamed in. Okay? All of a sudden, then your doors open up, and you are inside the massive hangar bay of the Star Destroyer.
And we've seen that photo. It's the stormtroopers.
You see all these stormtroopers, and they're saying that they're animatronics. I'm like, okay. But apparently, I was reading this too, they built it to scale.
That's what I heard.
So you're seeing the stormtroopers a little bit shorter than they would be, and the TIE fighters that are in there are shorter than they would be as well, because it's giving it that set depth of how massive this is.
But then it's not built to scale if they're
correct.
short. Okay.
But it already is massive as it is, which is fascinating. Then you're going to go off, and they're saying, we're sending you to prisoner transport cells. Okay? Send you to prisoner transport cells, and then that's where you board your actual ride vehicle.
All right, we still haven't boarded this ride vehicle until now.
Until now. And now's when you're going to go off, and you're going to, narrowly avoid the First Order. You're going to come in contact with Kylo Ren. You're going to come in contact with those two massive AT-ATs that are literally huge. I mean, we saw this going up a couple of years ago, just the steel of these.
Didn't they build those before they built the building around them?
Yes, because they needed to do that because, it would have been harder to get them in, I think. But we still don't know that many details about the ride. It's going to be
epic. And I still have something like this for a Star Wars fan, and I'm becoming one. I wasn't the biggest Star Wars fan. I think it's going to have a big repeat value.
Mm-hmm. I think it's everything that I keep hearing about Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah.
I
hear from Imagineers, you have no idea what's going on.
I think, it's going to make grown men cry.
That's what I heard.
Let's be real.
That's what I heard.
I'm going to walk through this thing. I'm going to be sobbing because I'm a big Star Wars geek. I mean,
the biggest problem I think is going to be just trying to get back on and worrying about what the line is.
Yeah. You'd be like, I want to go again. 5 hours? Crud, that may actually be worth it. Hey, I say Flight of Passage is worth 2.5 hours.
I agree with that. I love Flight of Passage is awesome. Yeah. All right, so what else are we not saying that we need to say? This is coming up fast. It's already the middle of March as we're doing this.
It's, and April 13th, Star Wars Celebration, they're going to be doing a Galaxy's Edge panel, and apparently they're revealing even more. What else could we know about this? Because there's a lot of stuff.
What we want to know from you in the comments section on whatever channel you're watching this, are you going to watch the videos that come out of Disneyland first, or are you, if you're here in Disney World, or are you going to wait and experience it for yourself? I personally don't want to watch the videos. I don't know if I have the ability to not see it.
I got to tell you,
are you going to California?
I want to. I mean, if I could get a media pass out there, by all means, I'll get out there.
By all means for that.
I don't know. I've got a hotel booked just in case if I go out there. I got to tell you, it reminds me back of when I got the cast member preview for Cars Land. Okay, Radiator Springs Racers, they were touting this as a big e-ticket ride. I had no idea what it was going to be. You didn't see any of the videos yet, and I came off of that with the biggest smile on my face.
That was a great ride.
And I just want to have that same experience with Rise of the Resistance even more. And even Falcon, for that matter, too. Because I'm going to fall in love with both rides, let's be real.
Could you imagine? We might be really surprised. I mean, I feel like I know what to expect with Falcon, and I don't know what to expect with Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah.
So I think that's what the thing is. But we could be surprised.
And the other thing, too, with Falcon, it's going to have a repeat value because
there
are different missions that you could do.
You can't choose, right?
No. I can't imagine you can. I mean, just like Star Wars.
A $20 bill, could put me on that.
Yeah.
I'm kidding you.
I know, seriously.
All right, so we'll do this again. I think in 2 months we'll do an update.
Yeah.
We know. All right. Awesome.
Because, like I said, there's more stuff coming, and there's still more stuff that we don't know.
Okay, John, BigFatPanda.com. Matt, Darth Vader 92. You should get a website.
I should. Yeah.
DarthVader92.com.
Galaxy's Edge, opening May 31st at Disneyland Resort and August 29th at Walt Disney World Resort.